So Dragon's Dogma 2 just had a pretty awesome interview that gave us a lot of details on the upcoming launch in less than a month. The interview breaks down some pretty key features a lot of players been wanting to know about the game, and this includes details on vocation, character creation details, combat, and a possible demo. We got a lot to talk about in this one, so let's begin. What's up everybody, it's your boy Saga bringing you awesome fast information regarding all things PlayStation gaming. If you enjoy content that respects your time, hit the like button to get this video out to other gaming fans, but if you didn't, drop a dislike so I know exactly where to improve. So yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2 is set to release in less than 3 weeks as of making this video, and there's a lot of hype surrounding this game. Lucky for us, Hideki Asuno of Capcom had to sit down with Reno's Gazette's Jason Hidalgo and gave us a ton of information regarding some key gameplay decisions and details coming to Dragon's Dogma 2. Now I'm going to try and focus on the important things, but starting off, we have this question. So my first question is one that many people have asked on the internet: will Dragon's Dogma 2 support 60 FPS on console? Now Asuno responded with, in Dragon's Dogma 2, we will maintain frame rates around 30 FPS or higher on console. On a PC, everything depends on the technical characteristics of the machine, but for console we are targeting frame rates of around 30 FPS and above. Now personally to me, this is probably the worst news we're going to be hearing of the game in this whole entire interview. I will say, I do think that 30 FPS is a little bit ridiculous in 2024. I feel like at this point it should be standard practice, at least for a PlayStation 5. I can understand PS4 having like 30 FPS, but for PS5 I think it should be a standard practice of 60 FPS. I think IGN did a test on the FPS and I think they were getting somewhere between 24 and 32 FPS on a pre-release version of the game, but I don't think we're going to be getting anywhere near 60 FPS whenever we're finally getting the game on PS5. Moving on, he was asked another question. There are a lot of games with large areas but nothing to do with them, or they just send you on fetch style quests with no story. How did you create the research content to make it interesting? Now Utsuno responded with, first of all, we put a lot of emphasis on map density. When you first visit a place, we try to design it in such a way that you can see the destination you're going to, but without a clear path. In addition, we have prepared several routes for one destination. We've also placed anchor points along the way so that you have multiple options. It will be difficult to experience them all at once. So even if you visit the same place, you will have a different experience and find different things. Now, I'm not sure exactly what to make of this answer, as honestly, I do think that there's a lot of games with a lot of open, barren worlds. To some degree, every game I've ever played that is a open world game has this problem. It does look like Capcom is at least taking a stance at trying to give some map density, which is very important. I guess this is probably a portion of the reason why the FPS performance on console may not be as good, because there may be a lot of density on the map and that may be causing it to have some performance issues. We'll have to see. Now moving on, he was asked, can you talk about the changes to the armor system and the reason for them? It seems to have been simplified. Has a layer of armor or clothing disappeared? Will there be transmog option eventually, and will players be able to make equipment presets? In which Asuno responded with, in Dragon's Dogma 2, we changed the armor system and simplified it so people would choose different things and there will be more visual variety. We wanted to balance it so that people don't always choose the same thing. Instead of inner and outer, we divide the equipment to upper and lower body halves. We've added helmets and capes. There are a few presets, but in general, what happened in the previous games at high levels was people ended up choosing the same gear. This time we made a conscious effort to create something that even at high levels would encourage people to choose different things. I do want to quickly add though, he was asked about the 10 vocations being revealed, and he did respond by saying there will be 10 recruits so far, so there's going to be 10 vocations. It wasn't really a massive portion of the video, so I just wanted to quickly throw that in at the end of this one. Now, according to information that I've been seeing, it looks like there's probably going to be a demo coming about 2 weeks before the launch of the actual game. Sony has been making an effort to make sure there's a demo leading into pretty much any launch that has a single player focus, and obviously Dragon's Dogma is going to be one of their biggest titles of 2024, so it makes a lot of sense. With that in mind, there's no guarantee on this, but just keep an eye out for that and I'll keep you guys up to date should that actually happen. Either way, it looks like Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be a massive launch with what seems to be a lot of positives for the game. Obviously, we'll have to see how the community reacts to the FPS and armor system, but again, we will see. In the meantime, the video on screen now goes over the other game being released the same exact day of Dragon's Dogma 2, Rise of the Ronin, and we got some pretty awesome reveals to talk about in that one. Check it out.